Hi and welcome back to my film and TV channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. And we're going over to Netflix today for an anthology. Yes, I always like a good anthology. Is this a good anthology? Well, a lot of people think so. Do I? Yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? Yeah, we're going to look at a horror anthology that came out just in time for Halloween, but it's gone now. Been gone, but it's never. It's always time for a horror, isn't there? Of course there is. And we're going to have a look at Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Yeah, an 8-episode series. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe on. Push the bell notifications to do all this film reviews, TV film reviews, TV supernatural horror reviews like this, TV dramas, everything, and information vlogs on what's out at the cinema, what's streaming, what's on Freeview, UK TV, all that sort of thing. So it'd be great to have you on board. And please, if you can get a minute, just as that button's there now, before you listen into what I think and what other people think of this Cabinet of Curiosities, just give us a thumbs up. It's nice to get likes, isn't it? And thumbs ups. If you can do that, make an old film and TV watcher very happy. This is created by Guillermo del Toro. He introduces stuff Alfred Hitchcock like before it starts each episode. And I think he's involved or co-written at least 4 of these. Sorry, 2, I think. 2 of these he co-written. I'm not giving. So obviously other people get a chance. And it features 8 modern horror stories in the traditions of Gothic and Grand Guignol genres. I have no idea what that means. You might do if you're a aficionado of horror. Two are co-written. Yes, 2 are co-written by Del Toro. Should have waited, shouldn't I? While the others are written directed by various filmmakers. And it premiered on Netflix on October the 25th. I'm doing this review, so all the scores, etc., are as at the 9th of November 2022 at 1 p.m. UK time. Joe Public like it. Internet Movie Database, 7.3 out of 10. That's pretty good. It's over 20,000 reviews, so they like it. And 88% positivity. That's not too shabby, is it? Rotten Tomatoes reported a 95% positivity rating with an average rating of 7.9 out of 10. Very impressive, based on 40 critics. The consensus reads, Horror Maestro Del Toro lends his household name to a collection of spooky tales directed by genre veterans and promising newcomers, with each curious trinket adding up to a treasure trove of Gothic storytelling. That's their blurb, not mine. Well, that's their consensus, not mine. Metacritic, the other site we'll look at, like it as well. 74 out of 100 based on 20 critics. 13 were positive, 7 were mixed, and 0 were negative. So no negativity at all. But it did score anywhere between 42. I wouldn't say that was a very positive score, would you? But probably classed as mixed if it's 40-ish. 40 did score between 42 and 100. So let's blame and acclaim, or blame and shame some of these critics, shall we, what they've said. Brian Tellerico from the playlist said, given the peaks that this series reaches and the overall quality of the filmmaking, this is a smashing success. Absolutely nothing wrong with the quality of the filmmaking. I do worry about the stories, though. James Jackson from the Times here in the UK says, it's like a far scarier Twilight Zone. I wish it was Twilight Zone. But gleefully, darkly humorous with it. Humorous. I'm struggling to find the humour in any of these episodes with respect to James there. I don't know what he's been watching. Leela Latif from The Guardian said, well, I just assume that in an anthology series there will be hits and misses. Yes, that's what you assume. Nothing in this cabinet is worth discarding. Oh, Leela, I don't know. I think out of the 8 episodes, we might have got a couple of good ones out of it. I'm not too sure. Brian Lowry from CNN.com. Yeah, he's a bit more on my wavelength if you've not sussed out my wavelength so far. It's only too bad that this 8-episode Netflix horror anthology lacks the verve of director's cinematic work, with episodes that feature monstrous special effects but half-baked stories that don't really draw blood. Yeah, absolutely. Looks fine, looks great on the screen, very atmospheric. Stories, not so much. San Francisco Chronicles' Zakin Hassan only scored it 50 out of 100 and says, sadly, while episode directors such as Vincenzo Natali and Catherine Hardwick, all of whom Del Toro makes sure verbally credits before throwing to their episode, give their assignments unique visual and stylish flourishes, the tales they're tasked with executing are often less than the sum of their parts. I totally agree. Too often there's gore without scares. Absolutely. Punishments that aren't particularly ironic and stories struggling to justify their runtime. Yes, it's only an hour long, and God, did it feel like an hour on some of these. Radio Times, old David Craig, he liked it. He gave it 8 out of 100. He said, with interesting ideas, nothing wrong with the ideas. It's just getting it down on that screenwriter, getting it down on the page and making it interesting to watch. Haunting visuals, yeah, I don't disagree with that one iota. And memorable performances, yeah, the acting's pretty spot on. Scattered across these 8 offerings, this is a Halloween treat. Well, it's been and gone now. You'll definitely want more of, or not, if it's left to me. Right, I do. If I give something less than a 5, I don't mark it because I'm not going to go to 4, 3, 2, whatever it is, or 1 out of 10. And this doesn't get a mark from me. I found it, as you can probably gather from some of the comments. I just found it pretty weak. Nothing wrong with the presentation, nothing wrong with the atmosphere, the style of the thing at all. But for me, I just found most of the stories boring in themselves. There may have been the odd little trinkets within, but certainly mostly boring. There are some good elements, of course, there are, but the first episode got off to a great little start. I thought Lot 36 was very interesting, a bit daft, but it's a horror. What do you expect? It doesn't have to make sense, does it? But I was quite impressed with Lot 36. It felt grimy, it felt good. And then after that, it totally struggled to get anywhere near that sort of peak of the first episode. You do expect that. I mean, you're going to put 8 episodes out with no particular link between them. You can, you sort of put your best at the start. You might put a couple of rubbishy ones in the middle, and perhaps finish on a flourish. I mean, that must be how they do it. But this sort of started well, and it was all downhill, unfortunately. Of course, as I said, these good elements do get lost in the whole, and it's nothing ever made me go wow. Nothing ever surprised me. There was a few jump scares, as you'd expect in an anthology of horror, but just for me, it was very disappointing. Let me know what you think, guys, if you get to watch this. As I say, I'm in the minority. A lot of people are raving over this. I mean, even Joe Public, as well as the critics in the public like it. Yours truly, Bernard, doesn't particularly like it at all. So if you agree with me, let me know. If you don't agree with me, fair enough. It's all opinions, isn't it? I just felt a bit let down by the stories. Nothing wrong with the presentation as a whole, but just the stories themselves just lacked oomph for me. Whatever you're going to do with the rest day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, please, until we meet again. I only ask you to stay safe, don't I? Thanks for watching. Bye for now.